So we're almost there. We're almost done the wild ride that has been Red Dead Redemption 2. This is already going to be our 93rd part, and I assure you that we are extremely close. I am pretty sure we only have a couple of story missions remaining. So right now, we're just killing a little bit of time until we can finish the American Inferno Burnt Out. We're kind of at a standstill with this Stranger mission with Evelyn Miller right now. He's keeps on writing his novel at his cabin in Tall Trees, and we just keep bringing him food. I've done it 3 times now. I think I read somewhere that for this particular part, we are only supposed to bring food to him twice. For whatever reason, I've gone there 3 times now to his cabin. He is still just writing the book. We just leave some food. I can't really continue that Stranger mission until I can't finish it until we're able to pass on to the next part, which I think is the final part for this sequence of events with Evelyn Miller. So I know we're close, but we have to continue to kill a little bit of time. So we're going to do the Ties That Bind. Hopefully that'll be enough time. And then that's pretty much it. We did a lot of exploration of New Austin last time in part 92. Dynamically, we kind of kept things interesting. This game always keeps things interesting. We made some interesting location discoveries. We had some fun with it, for sure. This stream is going to be a little bit more focused to finish up these last 2 Stranger missions here. I wouldn't be doing the Ties That Bind if I didn't have to kill time before I finish this Evelyn Miller mission. So Sweetfish Plays with you here. If you're new to my streams, welcome. You've joined us rather late into this one. But the great thing about YouTube is you can always go back. Watch them old vids. It's been a heck of a playthrough. There's lots more that we could do. If I found that we needed to kill even more time, even beyond the Ties That Bind, obviously it's something that we can make happen. Once we finish the Ties That Bind and Evelyn Miller, I'm hoping that we can finish both of those things here today, and then hopefully for my next stream, I can title it Finale. And we will look at doing whatever story missions remain. Have to make sure I give myself some time for that one, for sure. So the Ties That Bind, something that we have, something that's kind of been in the back of my mind playing this game for a lot of it. Even as Arthur, I kind of put the Ties That Bind to the back burner, and tried to keep up with it. Like anytime I saw it come up on my map, I would try and tackle it, but I never finished it with Arthur. So we had to start over when we started the epilogue with John. We had to do part 2 of the Ties That Bind over again. The Ties That Bind involves Mr. Black and Mr. White, the 2 escaped convicts that are on the run. We helped them a little bit as Arthur. This should be part 3 of the Ties That Bind that we're going to, so we're already a good portion of the way through this one, much like we are Evelyn Miller. Of course, this is part 2 of the epilogue that I'm doing these missions in. I did go back to camp before I went out to feed Evelyn Miller for the 3rd time. After spending all that time in the last vid out in New Austin, I wanted to make a point to go back home so that, you know, Abigail and Charles and Uncle can at least acknowledge that I haven't run away. I'm worried that they're gonna come looking for me, wondering where I've been the last little while, but had some work to do. But at the end of the day, I didn't even end up talking to any of them. I should have at least tried to find someone and open up a discussion with them. Jesus. I was worried about just running into the Abigail mission, though. I'm not sure of the exact location of where we pick up with the ties that bind, but I'm pretty sure it's around here. A while back when I did that like final ride across the country where I checked out some of these places for what I assumed was going to be the last time, like Saint Denis. I remember, you know, when we were riding down that way, seeing the ties that bind pop up as John to continue it for part 3. We've already redone part 2 of it as John. I don't know if we ever did part 3 as Arthur, but this mission that we're going to now may already be a mission that we've already done. So if it seems familiar, if you're like, wait a minute, didn't we do this in the game already? We probably did, but we likely did it as Arthur. We would have done it as Arthur. We'll just pretend that Arthur helped the convicts way back then, and now a wild horse. I actually don't see them as often as you might think. For all the riding that I do, they're one of the lesser wild animals that I come across. And we got a train in the way, so we're gonna have to just patiently wait for it to vamoose as it starts to pour rain. All these years later, we're helping the same convicts Arthur helped as they're on the run again. A little imagination goes a long way. I'm hoping I'm on my game when I do the finale stream. I feel like I need to do this game a little justice and finish it on the right note. So I'm just hoping that I can be reflective on it. You know, I'm not trying to over prepare myself for it, but I want to openly discuss it a little bit, especially during the credits. And I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen and how things are going to go here to end. It's going to be a lot of fun though, for sure, and it's not going to be one you want to miss. And assuming everything goes right for us here today, hopefully within a couple days, I'll be good to go for it. It's almost like a little bit of a sun shower like what we had kind of today here in the city. You can see that nice blue sky up there, but it seems anywhere I go as John, it's raining. I feel like there's this one evil cloud following me. It'll be a little bit lesser to... I might not catch it on my mini-map. Hopefully I do if we come up to it. We shouldn't be too far away. I'll have to just try and remind myself to check my map to be sure that I don't miss it.
Hey, easy.
Looks like we just got some isolated weather going on here. Nothing too much to worry about.
Is that all?
Hey, enough out of you!
Stay back from the wagon, sir. Transporting a fugitive.
Hey! Hey, you! Please! You just gotta get me out of here! Get me out of here! I got my wife!
The good thing is, you know, despite being the finale and maybe being done the bulk of the game, I'm assuming I'll have control of John Marston for free roam after the credits. I'm about 99% positive. So, if there was some content that you wanted me to cover with the game that we did not do before we finalize everything, we can always go back and do that. Or if there's something that I can think of that I'm like, damn, I wish I'd covered that in my playthrough, we should be able to do those things. And that goes for even smaller things, treasure maps and coach robberies and bounty posters. That's right, there is a new bounty mission out in Tumbleweed now as well. There's a string. We discovered that in our last vid. That was another side thing that we can do. Okay, I don't see anything for the ties that bind right now, so I guess I'll just keep riding. I mean, if I can't find the ties that bind, I'm pretty sure I'm in the right area from what I remember. I'm only going based on memory here, so... Whoa. It suddenly got very stormy looking. After I was boasting about how it was still kind of sunny outside. Looks like Mother Nature's got it out for me. Oh. Oh, there it is. Perfect. I knew it was down this way. It's interesting that instead of showing up on my mini-map as... I don't know, usually it's like the character's initials, especially first name initials. So it'll be like a white circle with like a, I don't know, a Mr. B and a Mr. W? I don't know, I was expecting something different. It just shows up on my map as like a stranger mission symbol. For a second there, I thought that it was a new stranger mission. And I was like, what? How could I have missed that? I've been through this area a dozen times. At least. I'm sure in 93 videos I've been through this area, maybe a little more than a dozen times.
Can't say I like these townsfolk around here.
As Queen once said, thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening. That's your Sweetfish Plays Queen quote of the day. It seems the storm is mostly over here. It's starting to get a little sunny again. Ayo, we actually have, there is a symbol on my mini-map. Turns out, I'm just a dumbass. God, this better be worth it, Mr. Black and Mr. White. I never properly equip myself before going into these scenarios.
Take more than that to hurt you. Hungry feller.
Yeah, it does look kind of familiar. And I think we would have done this part of the Ties That Bind because as Arthur, we would have spent a lot of time in this area, and I'm sure, you know we did part 2 as Arthur. So part 3 would have been ready to go for him, and we likely passed it, but again, we're just killing time here. And we, don't necessarily have to finish all the parts. I guess it would be good for the sake of completion, though. Where are these two fools? Oh, I got him. Oh, that's right. I remember this part.
mister. Oh, hey, friend.
You boys don't look so fresh.
We ain't.
I think we're dying, friend.
We ate some bad mushrooms.
Bad business. Sure.
It's been real tough, partner.
So it seems.
I hate to ask, but we need some medicine. Kind of fast.
Medicine?
Yeah, look at us. Look at me. And he's worse than he looks.
Oh,
And he looks like shit. He ain't gonna last 3 days. And me, I ain't well. Not at all.
Not at all.
I'm begging you, partner.
I'm pretty sure as Arthur, we gave them the medicine. I think we only have to give up 1 health cure here, so it's not a huge loss.
Why? I told you, Helmers. I told you, did I?
you did. You told me. You told me a lot of things.
We're gonna be all right, buddy.
Are we?
Well, physically. Drink this.
I'll give it to Black first.
No, give it to Whitey's.
No.
Drink this.
Take
Shut
it.
up.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good stuff. Ooh.
Now listen. I reckon you boys should get on out of here. Maybe split up. Head off up north or overseas. They don't like groups of men. I know.
I hear you, boss. It's time. Oh, once we're back.
Oh, yeah, well, I agree. I mean, I can't wait to be rid of you. Embarrassing.
Embarrassing?
Yeah, you're an embarrassment.
Well, be embarrassed no more. Get back to where folks like you, and I'll go where they like me.
I shall.
Okay, so that there is at least one more part of the Ties That Bind, but we're on part 4 of both Evelyn Miller's The American Inferno Burnt Out and the Chain Gang's The Ties That Bind. So shouldn't be too. I think there's one more part for Evelyn Miller, and probably only one or two more parts for these two guys as well.
Will you?
With pleasure.
I can't remember if we got more detail of the backstory from those two gentlemen and why they're on the run. We've only got to redo parts 2 and 3 as John. I don't know. It's kind of a glitchy mission, I've heard. Once you go into the epilogue, again, this is another part that we already did as Arthur, and now that it's jostling my memory, I think if you have alcohol on you, you have the opportunity, you have the choice to give them like whiskey, I think, instead of a health cure. I'm pretty sure if I'm thinking of the right thing here. And I think as Arthur, we might have actually done that and not given them a health cure, because I think at the time I might have been like, do I really have to waste a health cure on you guys? I can't remember. Maybe I gave him a health cure as Arthur as well. But, you know, at least that gave us a little something to do. I don't know where part 4 of The Ties That Bind is.
Easy there.
I couldn't tell you. Typically, they've been down here in like the Southern Road, Saint-Denis region, so they probably launches out this way somewhere. The next part. I gotta make sure I get some meat in me here too. Gotta get that plain venison cooking. It's a quick bite, that'll do. Oh, might have to do some more hunting again. Instead of doing the next part of The Ties That Bind, let's go to Tumbleweed, and we'll do our next bounty mission down there. That'll kill a little bit more time. And then hopefully we'll be able to see either the Ties That Bind, the next part, pop up, or even better, the next part of the Evelyn Miller mission finally pop up. Okay, I really want to get closure here on the Ties That Bind. Apparently, there's only one more part, so we only really missed the closure to that Stranger mission with Arthur. We only missed like one more part with Arthur, basically showing us kind of where Mr. Black and Mr. White end up. And I have an area for it now. So supposedly it's Big Valley, which is up here, which is actually pretty close to where we started here in the epilogue. It's a shame we had to redo those parts as John, and we couldn't have just continued the Ties That Bind where we left off as Arthur, which would have been doing part 4 of the Ties That Bind as John, where we would have been able to just go and see Mr. Black and Mr. White and not have to redo this stuff. And it would have made sense. All these years later, it just would have been an update on the two of them, but instead we had to redo those parts all over again. But we'll head up that way and see if we can finally get some closure on those two after we do this bounty poster. We're back in the barren wastelands of Fallout 4. Oh, I mean,
Enjoy your day, people, and enjoy it safely.
Oh, here we go.
All of you,
Good evening, mister.
this is Tumbleweed. We are the end of the civilized world. Anarchy exists just outside this town, but here, life is good. And life is good because we follow the rules. Disobedience will be fatal. None of you forget that. Welcome to Tumbleweed, son. Treat us with respect and we'll love you like family. Misbehave, and we'll slaughter you like a hog. That clear, boy? I said, is that clear, boy?
Watch where you're walking.
I ain't a troublemaker.
Wow.
This is a law-abiding town, my friends. We follow the rules. We live the rules. The rules make us happy. The rules are America. America is a land of laws. I am the arbiter of the law. I am the rules. And in this town, the rule of law shall be absolute. I hope that is clear.
Okay, that felt a little personal. That felt like he was like directly addressing me with his little speech there. You never know what you're walking into in these towns. This is a guy that I've already literally done bounty work for, and he is still questioning my loyalty and simple ability to behave.
De Lobos. That's what's gonna come for you, cabron.
I expected to find you in a box, fella. Ain't you talked yet?
I said I talked to your sister, but all she wanted to do was screw.
I'll be sad when you're dead. You're real charming.
You know what? We should honestly just put this guy out of his misery while we're in here.
How about you go find a bucket of water?
Okay.
Okay, I know you don't want to cause a fuss. Just come
Okay.
along.
It's okay.
Give it up. You're done.
I'm done. It's okay. Okay, that is not how I meant for this to turn out. And now I have to go in the cell with Joaquin Arroyo, the guy that I just arrested in my last bounty mission. Not a good scenario. Okay. Wow, they take that very seriously. I take issue with this because the sheriff told me straight to my face that they were going to have that man killed. So thankfully I don't keep any sort of bounty against me. I just have to pay $4, and I think I spent the night in jail. Look how cold it is here in Tumbleweed, here in the desert in the morning. It'll get to probably maybe like 20, 25 degrees at least, maybe in the afternoon. It's like 4 degrees to start the morning. Yikes, that's a desert for you. Okay, so I was just trying to play around with Joaquin Arroyo, the last guy I arrested because he was teasing me, stupid Del Lobos jerk. Ended up spending the night in jail with him. Not how I planned things to go. Look, man, I'm sorry about last night.
Excuse me.
Morning, sir.
Oh, no way. I can't do the bounty work now.
Hey there.
Good morning.
Oh, man. All because I drew my gun. That's a bummer. We'll have to try and kill some time at the saloon, and then hopefully it'll open up for us again shortly.
Sheriff will be back right quick to stick you in the poke you act up again.
It's a good chance for me to get a bite to eat, a drink, think about what I've done, and then go back. You know what? I'm gonna have a beer for a change.
Quick.
One beer.
I had a robber escape from behind bars the other day.
John's done with the whiskey. John doesn't want to be that whiskey guy anymore. He's gonna be the beer guy from now on. He's taking things easier. He's no longer ashamed of the fact that he may get a beer belly. He's past that point in his life.
Yep, I heard that too.
I'll have a quick chili while I'm here. You guys rocked the last chili I had, so... I mean, you guys are giving Tim Hortons a real run for their money here. Am I right?
Lovely morning to you.
This video is totally not brought to you by Tim Hortons. Get your Timbits now. A little free advertising. Watch me get like a cease and desist letter in the mail.
Here to help. For help is what the law here needs. The poster on the wall will explain it better than I can.
So I already helped these guys, and then I walk into their town, and then he gives me a lecture about how I need to be careful around here and not cause any trouble. I then proceed to walk into the sheriff's office, cause trouble with the guy that I previously collected for them, and then end up spending the night in jail with him. And now again, I don't know if these guys are really going to trust me, but I guess we'll give it a try. Esteban Cortez is our next bounty. As one of the leaders, oh boy, of the Del Lobos gang, which have committed acts of murder against officers of the state and deputized sheriffs and robbed coaches and trains with impunity. The Del Lobos were last seen near Gaptooth Breach, We would kindly ask the reader to let no opportunity pass whereby they or another person can bring Cortez in dead or alive. So we have choices here. Well, I didn't get to choose with Joaquin Arroyo, so I think I know what I'm going to choose here with Esteban Cortez. They will receive the everlasting gratitude and thanks of mourning and distressed families. Respectfully, Sheriff Freeman, Tumbleweed Sheriff Office. This sheriff is legitimately a badass. I like this guy.
You know the Del Lobos, don't you? Of course. Well, this one's the big one. Esteban Cortez, brother of Ramon Cortez, now deceased. Del Lobos ain't one for running, but this bounty's got 'em spooked. There's a big bunch of 'em holed up in Gaptooth Breach, Cortez included.
I'll pay him a call. Tell him I knew his brother.
Good luck.
The bounty Cortez. How many men has he got with him?
Tell you what, you shoot 'em all, then you count the bodies. That's how many was out there.
Okay. I'll make sure to bring some bullets then. If I'm going to get this bounty, is there anything else I should know?
This place he's likely at, Gaptooth Breach, there's an old mine out there. You see, Cortez is a rat, and like a rat, he'll find himself a dark, wet hole to hide in.
Okay. I'll see if I can get him out of there.
I don't care how you bring him back, long as you bring him. You get me?
Yeah, I got a weird respect for this dude.
You have the authority of this office. Don't be mistaken.
All right, yes, sir. Yeah, he runs a tight ship around here, and I mean, he has to, especially with the chaos being caused by the Del Lobos gang in these parts, much like the Skinner Bros are causing chaos in my parts over by Beecher's Hope. It's Beecher's Hope, isn't it? I kind of had to, stuttered there with that one, struggled a little bit. All right, yeah, okay. Just making sure I still got my wits about me. So, Gaptooth Ridge is one of the locations we discovered. It's actually not far from the location of that Jesuit missionary, that weird dead guy that we found, that old dead guy, the very western portion of the map, but in New Austin anyways. But Gaptooth Ridge is kind of I guess it's an abandoned mine now, and we approached this area last time and got chased off by the some guards out front from Del Lobos. We counted about 8 individuals on the map, so we know there's going to be a lot of Del Lobos gang members there, and this Cortez dude included. So Ramon Cortez is a man that we have already put away. This is his brother, so we're getting the numbers of Del Lobos down, much like we did with the Skinner Bros. We can't bring them to extinction by ourselves, but we can definitely dwindle their numbers. And that's something I do not mind helping out with at all. We'll have to be careful about our approach. This is why I genuinely prioritize exploring in games like this. Now I'm already familiar with the Gaptooth Ridge region. I kind of know what to expect going into this here. I know how what weapons might work best in that area. I know roughly how close I can get before they see me. Basically way out here in the middle of the desert. It's kind of a great place to hide because they can see everything coming at them. They definitely have a large amount of numbers. We're gonna have to probably pick a couple of them off. I mean, I can't imagine me running in there and just like easily wiping out all 8 guys. It's not hard to get overwhelmed by fire in this game. It's not a hard thing to die in this game in general when you get caught in a firefight. If you can't get to cover and find reasonable cover quickly, you know, having 5 or 6 guys shooting at you at the same time is going to get you killed pretty quickly. Oh, son of a... Holy moly. What the hell was that? I don't know if that was just them messing around in the desert or if I set some sort of a trap off or something like that. Oh no, there's another explosion, so they must be testing something or something like that. I'll have to be quick because I don't want some Del Lobos members to pass by on horseback or something like that, so let's get equipped here and go. I'll take the carbine because that is scoped. I think scoped rifles are my best bet right here, and the Springfield, yeah, those two are probably the best. Okay, let's try and get to maybe like a slightly higher elevation. There's the mine. I'm not seeing the same level of personnel that I was the first time I was here. I think the Springfield probably has a better scope on it. I don't know what all the explosions are.
Okay, now, can you keep it down? Keep it down. You gotta hold up. The police gonna use the stick and miner's dynamite. You're gonna do...
Okay, so we got a couple guys there. Let's take them out, and then we'll see what we can do.
That's my only concern here.
Good start. Got a couple.
Let's see how a bullet does
Now here's the thing is our Esteban fellow here is probably going to go on the run, so we're going to have to be really quick about chasing after him. And get a scoped weapon ready in case we have to pick him off here. I am not going to hesitate to kill this man. Not in the slightest. We're losing him. Oh, he's down. Is he like in the mine? Oh, this guy's in the mine, I bet. Can we get in there? Yes, right here. Okay. Ah, now he definitely can't go anywhere. The only issue is visibility in here is gonna suck. Just gotta be quick with the trigger and really watch the shadows. Oh, that's him.
Trap that rat. Come on, Ben. No. Come on! Come on!
Okay, so he's not dead because they're giving me the option to hog tie him. I'm gonna loot him real quick because I want his belongings. I do not want that to go to the state. Are you kidding me? Plus, we got some gun oil out of it. That's always a bonus. But, I mean, let's be honest. I'm really not in the mood for another Del Lobos guy who won't shut up on the back of my horse. One less guy for Sheriff Freeman to have to put to trial or kill or however it works. I can see through the justice myself. I am kind of pissed because Sheriff Freeman looked me in the face back in Tumbleweed when we did the first bounty and told me that when we found the first guy, Arroyo, that he would be sure to kill him, and it would only be a matter of time, and it would be done quickly as soon as we brought him back. And then there he still is, standing in the jail cell. And it's like, well, so much for that. Esteban Cortez is not going to get the same opportunity. Especially being one of the leaders of the Del Lobos, bearing the Cortez name. Oh, Cortez is dead. They see me running away. Oh, Oh, I should have known they were going to try and ambush me. How is that for some sharp shooting? Oh. I probably could have played that a little bit better. I just didn't want to... Okay, so like if I had set up from a distance and just focused on sniping all of the targets, I didn't want to give Esteban Cortez the chance to run away. If I'm sitting on top of that little cliff up there, shooting down on them down here, that's fine. I wipe them all out, but you know, I can't get a positive ID on Esteban Cortez unless I'm up close. And, you know, for all I know, he could be running away. We've seen that happen with bounties before, where you spook them and they'll run, and then you're kind of screwed. And sometimes you have to, you know, restart checkpoints or whatever, and a mission takes a lot longer than it should. So I thought, you know what? I don't have a lot of flexibility just sitting up there on the cliff. I picked off a couple to start from a distance and then took charge, ran in, killed the rest. And he cornered himself. He was an idiot. He must have been standing in the mine when I made my initial approach. And when he heard the shooting, he had nowhere to go. He comes running out of the mine. I'm standing there waiting right for him. And so he was trying to dig his way out, but obviously he stood no chance. And I think things turned out quite well there. If we don't die, and we're able to successfully obtain the target and bring him back safely to jail, I consider that a mission successful. Typically, most towns will have, you know, 3 or 4 bounties, so there will probably be more bounties. I've talked a little bit about how I wish the game was a little bit longer and incorporated more of the Del Lobos, you know, into the story here at the end. I mean, yeah, it's something that we saw a lot of in the first Red Dead, of course. Very active. You know, so it's nothing new, but this is kind of our chance to deal with the Del Lobos and bring some justice to all these horrible crimes we're hearing about involving them. Bet you not too many dead bodies come in on horses around these parts. God, last couple days, Tumbleweed has been the place to be in terms of excitement. Bodies coming in everywhere. Dead ones, alive ones, ones with funny ears.
You looking for Esteban Cortez? This fella here might have been him.
Looks like him, all right. You saved me a bullet and a telling off. Now dump him out back and I'll have you your payment.
That's me, just doing everybody favors. Oh, shit. What a liar. And he tells me,
I need
put him
them
out back.
if you want that money.
Put him out back. Meanwhile, the marker is out here. This is not out back, my friend. This is outside, but I'll cut you some slack.
I believe you'll find that figure to your liking.
I hope so.
Justice is the real reward.
I wouldn't come here looking for bounties for a while. The sheriff can only delegate responsibility so long. I want authority. I got to earn it.
Alright, so that actually is it for all of the bounties here in Tumbleweed. Just a quick two, but enough to fill your appetite for Del Lobos blood. And see some closure. You know, we've taken out some of the bigger members of the Del Lobos gang, so we have dealt with them quite a bit. Enough to be content with where we stand with them right now. Their numbers are definitely not flourishing. So, still nothing from Evelyn Miller. So let's go just up the road here. I probably could have just went to the saloon. I really need to get to some water ASAP and clean both myself and my horse off. So we're just gonna go up here, set up camp, fast travel to where I think that final part of the Ties That Bind mission is, so that we can kill some more time as we're still waiting for the next Evelyn Miller thing to open up here. But this will give us a chance to sleep. It's been a long time since we've had a long sleep, so let's do like a long 17-hour sleep here. Because we have a long road trip to get. We're basically going back up to, like, say, like the Tall Trees region, or more specifically, maybe even a little bit closer, further north to, like, Pronghorn Ranch area. Wow, nobody disturbed us here at our little camp. Must have stayed well hidden. Can we go to, like, Pronghorn Ranch? We can. This is supposedly where the next part of the Ties That Bind is. And I think I saw the next part of Evelyn Miller actually pop up there now that we've had our little snooze and a certain amount of time has passed. And Pronghorn Ranch, this is where our adventure with John Marston started here in Red Dead 2, in Epilogue Part 1, with Mr. Geddes. Not a great time to return, I'm covered in blood, but think it's up here. Is there like a body of water around here? There's a stream that we're going to be passing over. We really need to get cleaned up. Look at me trading baths for streams. I must say, we have come a long way. And there it is. That should be it. The final part of the ties that bind. That's it. So we've reacquainted ourselves with Mr. Black and Mr. White, having to redo some parts of the Stranger mission as John Marston because of a glitch, carrying over from Arthur to John. But that's okay. Like I said, we were able to kind of refresh our minds on them a little bit, and this is finally some closure on the ties that bind. Really? Not quite a deep enough stream. I just don't want to show up looking like this. If I change clothes, if I go to like this one, I want to wear the same outfit. I just want it to... Okay.
Hey, buddy.
Wasn't able to get Thief entirely cleaned up here. Will brushing him off help? Apparently I can't brush him on an incline. Good to know. Ah, forget it. We're clean enough. So this is supposedly what Mr. Black and Mr. White are up to these days. Obviously, we have to assume that, pretend, I guess, that some time has passed since we last saw them, even though not a lot of time really has. Remember that last time we saw them, you know, we suggested that they go far away to a new land up north or something, so let's see what they're up to nowadays.
All right, mister? Can we help you?
I'm fine. Oh, I know you two.
Hey, look who it is.
I barely recognize you boys on account of you not trying to kill each other.
Yeah, well, somebody learned his manners, finally.
So you boys didn't run away?
Now, nobody looking out here. I reckon we're okay.
All right. But the law's pretty... Well, it's pretty vigorous these days.
I told you we should leave, but did you want to listen? Oh, no. Mr. High and Mighty, he don't listen to no one.
Oh, would you just shut up?
I will not. I will not shut up.
You know what? You'll shut up when I shut you up.
Oh, that's real funny. I cannot believe it. I'm stuck out here with only you to talk to. I get a better conversation from the goddamn trees.
I know. I've seen you talking to them. They should have hanged you for being a moron.
You're
okay.
a kind man, Mr. Black.
So that's actually officially the end of the ties that bind. That's the only part.
Let me
Oh,
in.
you just got
Open
locked
the door.
out.
Come on, let me in. I'll kill you myself.
Go away.
Let me in. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Now let me in.
Go away.
I'm I'll make dinner. Again. All right, I'm sorry.
Really good to get some closure with Mr. Black and Mr. White,
Sorry.
and to see how that kind of finally plays out for them. You know, they started off, they were part of a, you know, they were a chain gang, they were on the run, escaped prisoners. I think they were bound together when we first found them, and we shot them loose. That was with Arthur. And then, you know, they had those wanted posters, so, you know, they had to decrease their notoriety around, you know, certain parts. We helped them take down wanted posters. You know, they were living a really rough life there for a while. The last time that we just checked in on them with John, when we gave them the health cure, you know, they were finally out of their prison clothes, and they were, you know, they had some normal people clothes, but they were still rugged, and they were still having a tough time living off the land, hungry, you know, eating strange mushrooms to try and get, you know, some form of nutrition. But, you know, at least they were getting there. They were still alive and doing okay. Now, you know, they've escaped up north, maybe not up as far north as John suggested, and Arthur, I think, suggested as well, by running away up north. You know, but they're in a very secluded area, well north of Pronghorn Ranch. There's not really a whole lot going on up this way. That's why we never ran into that final part as Arthur. It was just so far out that we just never kind of went through the right area for it to appear.
We're voluntary settlers. Sir, these men are no friends.
Will you look at that?
Thank you, sir. We'll keep you in our prayers.
Oh man, you just never truly know in this game. Here I am talking away, and there's some poor family getting robbed right at the side of the road. I knew that they were evil, and to believe that woman as soon as those guys started shooting at me. Like, I wasn't even doing much. I was just slowly trying to move my way by, and immediately he starts shooting. Like, he was nervous about something. Glad I was able to help those folks. Gave me a little bit of a boost in honor there as well. Anyways, they seem to be doing good. You saw them there. They're drinking. They seem to be getting along a little bit better. Still the bickering friends we always knew they were. Friends. We're going to put that in quotation marks. They really only know each other because they escaped together. I'm pretty sure. Mr. Black is the white guy, of course, and Mr. White is the black guy, of course. That's kind of the running joke of those two. But you know, we've met a lot of interesting characters, and they are just another two in this weird and wacky adventure. And we were able to finally conclude that. As far as I know, we didn't really miss too many stranger missions. Most of these characters that we could meet, we did, and we helped them all out to the max as well, so. So I was going to stop the stream right there because we have obviously done everything I wanted to do to just kill some time, but thankfully, by doing just that, the next part of the Evelyn Miller mission has opened up here again as well. And so I just want to ride there and see what is going to come at this. This is the whole reason that we've been doing all this time-killing stuff. It worked out again. Last video, you know, we did all that exploring, and by the end of it, we were able to see Evelyn Miller. Now the same thing has happened here. Killed some time, did some side stuff. Next part of the Evelyn Miller mission is supposedly open. I just want to finish it so that going into our next stream, we can call it a finale and just do the main story. We're getting a little bit off track here again. I am running a little bit tight for time here, but I know that if this is me not, I mean, if it's just me going to drop off more food, which it shouldn't be, we should be past the dropping off the food to Evelyn Miller now. It's been 3 times going there already to drop him off food. Can't imagine them asking us to drop off more. If it is more food, it's going to be quick, and if it's not, it's again likely, just like the ties that bind, it's probably just going to be like a little conclusion part to bring everything with Evelyn Miller to a wrap. I'm still not 100% convinced of the significance of this Evelyn Miller mission. I'm still a little bit shrouded in confusion over, you know, the importance of running into this guy, but we'll see what happens. He has given some insight to John, and I think John has given some insight to him as well. He's very burnt out and was having a hard time, and John was able to bring some perspective to him and, you know, just help him out with day-to-day stuff like bringing him food as well, just kind of being a friend for him. But I still don't know what Evelyn... What? Seriously, in the middle of Tall Trees Forest, this guy is still looking for Gavin? Seriously?
I've lost my friend. That funny fella, Englishman.
Whoa,
I think, you know,
easy.
Cockney, Londoner.
Oh my god. Maybe this guy knows where he is. Ask this guy. Yeah, I don't know. I just have some mixed feelings about this Evelyn Miller mission, especially as John's only exclusive stranger mission. Only kind of exclusive side content that was not available, you know, while we were with Arthur. You know, I get that Evelyn Miller, you know, his beliefs and some of the themes surrounding him are aligned with, you know, some of the greater themes of the game.
We all get scared, my boy.
The big impact that he had on Dutch's psyche and the way that Dutch believed things. But I don't know. I'm very interested to see where this goes.
Head up.
While we're here, not our first time riding up here. Probably won't be our last. Feels like our home now. Well, that's new. His curtain is drawn here, so we'll head around front. I am not getting good vibes from this. I can tell you that. These two windows are how I have been communicating to Evelyn Miller for probably about the last week, while he's been writing this new visionary novel of his.
What's that smell? Mr. Miller! Oh, shit. Crazy bastard.
Oh my god.
When I'm done, just burn me. I want to soar in the air with the eagles, not rot in the ground with the worms.
Evelyn Miller.
Wow, this is not how I wanted to see Evelyn Miller end up. He is quite dead. You know, when I first rode up here, I thought I heard, like, flies. You can really hear the flies buzzing, and I knew that that was not a good sign. This poor guy just got lost in his work. I did get the book that he was writing. It was titled Just America, Evelyn Miller's Dubious Treatise on the Wilds. It's a unique collectible item for us, of course. Thank you, Evelyn Miller, for providing me some perspective on life. Oh man, not the way I wanted that to go. And that is the American Inferno burnt out. He wanted to be burnt, not buried, so we're obviously just honoring his wishes by burning the place to the ground. We should be able to read some sort of an excerpt from this book. This is what he was writing. To even consider America as an ideal, a place, an integer, is to constrain it with the ideas of the European. I am a European, or at least of European descent. I am a writer. People used to pay me to think, or perhaps not to think, but to pretend to think in the correct manner. I worked at a university, those god-awful places where we send our best and brightest to boil themselves and prevent too many original thoughts emerging. I ran away. I ran mostly because I am a terrible coward, but also in part because I was searching for something. In this way, I was both vain and a coward. Maybe I should never have left the university. Here I am, deep in the wilderness, living like a half-cooked hermit, like a truly sightless seer, and still I search, and still I do not quite find. Have I, and those countless fops born into lives like mine across the East Coast and the Middle West, and the genteel parts of the South, been forever ossified, like so many generations of Europeans before us, into men that are at once not men? Mutate us into thinkers who can never quite think, for we have been denuded of the ability to feel. Was this the method by which the serpent and the apple removed us from the Eden? Very, very deep thinker here, very philosophical kind of writer. And you can see that he was kind of lost. He was part of the kind of societal world. I always think of like Saint-Denis, the big city. You know, he was at this university. But he felt a sort of emptiness with all of that. And so he quit all of that, you know, with capitalism growing in America at this time so rapidly and things changing. You know, he decided to try and search for, you know, whatever he was missing in the wilderness instead and get away. And it's really sad to see that that is the way he ended up. But I think in part he was very much so an artist, and I think he kind of almost got lost in his works. I see Evelyn Miller as almost kind of like an extremist in some of his ideals and beliefs and the way that he thought. So this world, pure, not clouded by idiocy, not imagining himself as God, as so many of us are forced to do, but happy as a child of God. But allowing us to think, and therefore, yeah. I think he I don't know, there's a lot going on here. Just a really, really disappointing way that I could not have, you know, helped him more. But at the same time, based on, you know, some of those passages and what we just read, this could almost be kind of seen as the perfect ending to Evelyn Miller's legacy. To die what he loved doing most, writing, in the wilderness and away from the collusion and madness of,
here we go, boy,
mainstream and the big city and the loudness of these places. Much like in Europe, he keeps using Europe as a comparison. Europe obviously had been established long before. I mean, the States in this time is still not established, as we can see. It's still very underdeveloped at this point in the game in 1907. And it's almost like, Evelyn Miller is succumbing to these constraints on life that are being brought over from Europe, from the Europeans. They're just bringing their lifestyle over with them, and capitalism and all these things, and he's just kind of succumbing to that. I don't know. There's really a lot going on here. It's a very, very interesting mission. A real shame that it had to end that way. But we've completed everything that we have needed to before we try and tackle this finale here in the last couple story missions. Really, I think we have done everything we can in terms of tying up loose ends, besides like the long collection quests and little nitpicky, maybe like a coach robbery here, a bounty poster there, something like that. I think we've really done a good job at really going in depth and doing covering so much of the game. So I'm happy where we are. Looks like part 94 is going to be our finale. That'll be the next part. Hopefully it won't be too long or too short, just the right length, but I can assure you it's going to be one heck of a fun time, so you are not going to want to miss that. If you're watching this, could already be up. From the time of uploading this video, the finale should be up in the next couple of days. So soon. Make sure to like and subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you on the other side.